Have you ever felt drained by constantly being there for others? What if stepping back could transform your life? The phrase, "when you stop being available, everything changes," captures a profound truth about personal growth. While not a direct quote from Carl Jung, it echoes his ideas about individuation, boundaries, and the unconscious. In this video, we'll explore how Jung's psychology explains why pulling back from overavailability can spark transformation in your relationships, self-awareness, and life's purpose. We'll break down Jung's key concepts, share real-life examples, and offer practical steps to apply this wisdom. To understand how stopping availability changes everything, we need to grasp Carl Jung's psychology. Jung believed the human psyche is a dynamic system striving for wholeness through a process called individuation. Individuation is about becoming your true self by integrating all parts of your psyche, conscious and unconscious. Let's break down three key concepts: the persona, the shadow, and the self. 1. The persona. This is the mask you wear to fit into society. For example, you might play the role of the helpful friend or perfect employee, even when it exhausts you. Being overly available often stems from a persona that seeks approval. 2. The shadow. The shadow is the hidden part of you, traits you repress, like anger or selfishness. Constant availability might hide a shadow need for control or fear of rejection. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life." 3. The self. This is the core of your psyche, the balance of all parts. Individuation moves you toward the self, but overavailability keeps you stuck in the persona. Now, let's interpret the quote. Being available often means prioritizing others' needs over your own, driven by unconscious motives like fear of conflict or a need to be liked. When you stop, you disrupt this pattern. Jung would say this forces you to confront your shadow and move toward individuation. It's like pulling a thread. Everything shifts: your relationships, self-perception, and life's direction. In Jung's view, transformation begins when you honor your inner world over external demands. Why is being overly available so draining? Jung's psychology offers answers. When you're always on for others, you're likely operating from your persona, suppressing your true needs. This creates inner conflict. Let's explore three psychological effects. 1. Ego depletion. Your ego, the conscious part of you, has limited energy. Constantly saying yes to others depletes it, leaving little for self-reflection. Jung believed self-reflection is essential for individuation. 2. Shadow projection. When you suppress your needs, your shadow grows restless. You might resent others for taking your time, projecting your anger onto them. For example, Sarah, a nurse, was always available for her colleagues. Over time, she felt bitter, not realizing her shadow was screaming for boundaries. 3. Loss of authenticity. Overavailability disconnects you from yourself. Jung warned that living solely for others' expectations stifles your unique purpose. Think of Mark, a manager who always stayed late to help his team. He lost touch with his passion for painting, feeling empty despite being needed. Jung's insight here is that overavailability traps you in a cycle of external validation. You avoid the discomfort of saying no, but this keeps your shadow unconscious and your true self dormant. The cost? Burnout, resentment, and a life misaligned with your deeper purpose. So, what changes when you stop being available? Jung's framework suggests three outcomes, each transformative. 1. Confronting the shadow. Setting boundaries forces you to face your shadow. For example, When Sarah, the nurse, started declining extra shifts, she felt guilty. Jung would say this guilt was her shadow, her fear of being selfish. By sitting with it, she realized she deserved rest, integrating her shadow and growing stronger. 2. Strengthening relationships. Paradoxically, pulling back can deepen connections. Jung believed authentic relationships require mutual individuation. When Mark, the manager, stopped overworking, his team respected his boundaries and took more initiative. His relationships became more genuine, not based on obligation. 3. Advancing individuation. By prioritizing your needs, you align with yourself. Take Lisa, who always answered friends' late-night calls. When she set limits, she had time to journal and rediscovered her love for writing. This aligned her with her creative purpose, a step toward individuation. Jung's key idea is that saying no is an act of self-ownership. It disrupts old patterns, forcing you and others to adapt. Your shadow becomes conscious, your relationships realign, and your life moves toward wholeness. As Jung said, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. How can you apply this in your life? Here are 3 Jungian-inspired steps. 1. Reflect on your persona. Journal about why you're overly available. Ask, what am I afraid of if I say no? This uncovers shadow motives, like fear of rejection. Jung used active imagination, dialoguing with your unconscious, to explore these. 2. Set small boundaries. Start saying no to low-stakes requests. For example, decline a non-urgent favor and observe how it feels. Jung believed small acts of courage build self-awareness. 3. Reconnect with yourself. Spend time alone on activities that spark joy, like painting or hiking. Jung saw solitude as a gateway to the unconscious. Ask, what makes me feel alive? This aligns you with your purpose. These steps aren't easy. You'll face resistance, your shadow will protest, and others might push back. But Jung reminds us, transformation requires discomfort. By stopping availability, you reclaim your energy and step toward wholeness. When you stop being available, everything changes. Through Jung's lens, we see this as a call to individuation, to face your shadow, shed your persona, and embrace your true self. By setting boundaries, you transform not just yourself, but your relationships and life's path. Start small, reflect, say no, and reconnect with what matters. The journey isn't easy, but as Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Thanks for watching. If this resonated, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.